I will also never downplay what took place yesterday or defend what took place yesterday. I think there is a fundamental difference between not liking somebody and what they stood for and defending a murder. Do you see the difference, Anthony, where I stand?
I've got a controversial comment. I know you guys are going to get on me about it and probably call me a scumball.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say this. You know, Charlie Kirk helped get elected a racist, a man that, you know, that committed an insurrection, committed violence. You know what? I'm really just not losing any sleep over the guy.
Okay, hold on. Let me respond to what you just said. I'm not saying you need to lose sleep over the guy dying. And I'm not saying you need to cry and go to his funeral. Here's what I am saying. We need to admit and agree that political violence is never the answer. And what happened yesterday was bad for America. No matter what you think about Charlie Kirk, we probably agree on how we feel about who Charlie Kirk was, the human being. But that doesn't mean we should be saying that it's a good thing or celebrating it. The man still had kids. He has a wife, and he did not deserve to be murdered. Can we at least agree on that?
Sure.
Okay, then we agree. I'm not saying, Anthony, that you should have to, lose sleep over this or cry. Listen, I don't mourn for bad people. Okay, but here's the difference, Anthony, and I'm going to try to tell me if you agree. And Leonard, I want to get your thoughts on this too. The day Rush Limbaugh died, he wasn't murdered. Somebody didn't take his life. Cancer took his life. He died of a disease. I was on a very conservative radio station at that time, and they did not like what I had to say. But I'll say it again today. Rush Limbaugh may have died of cancer, but Rush Limbaugh was a cancer to society. He was a horrible human being. But Charlie Kirk did not die of a disease. He didn't die of natural causes. He was murdered. If Rush Limbaugh was murdered, I probably wouldn't lose sleep over Rush Limbaugh losing his life, but I would still say the same thing, which is bad for the country. Political violence has no place in society. Just because you don't like somebody or you think somebody is a scumbag or you don't like what they represent doesn't mean you could take matters into your own hands and kill somebody. Make no mistake about it. That's what happened yesterday, Anthony, and we have to call that out.
Can I hop in really quick?
Yeah,
sure,
go ahead.
You know what? Charlie Kirk supported a man and also enabled a man, that's going to eliminate Medicare funding.
I understand.
Yeah, but in this country, you can't kill somebody for that.
Hold on. People will die. People will die. Whether he pulled the trigger or not, people will die because of what he done. Donald Trump and his son pretty much credit him for pushing.
Okay,
pushing
so listen, hold on, Anthony. I don't like anything in the big and beautiful bill. I agree with you that when you take 15 million people off of Medicare, people are going to die, but that still doesn't justify political violence.
And Charlie Kirk didn't vote on it. He's not even a legislator.
So we can't defend what took place yesterday.
Online and influenced millions of young Americans to vote
in this country. In this country, that's allowed. That's part of your civil rights. That's part of your First Amendment rights. You can go out and you can have an opinion. And he was an influencer. He didn't threaten anybody. He didn't tell anyone to kill anyone else. He was an influencer, and in this country, that happens to be okay. And if you remember yesterday, Chuck Schumer, well, let me finish, Anthony, because Chuck Schumer, the minority leader of the Senate, the first thing he said was, we don't condone political violence.
Anthony.
Hakeem Jeffries, the same thing. That's how they started their speeches.
Yeah, Anthony, listen to me here, okay? You agree with me that we can't condone any type of political violence. You said you agree with me on that. I know you don't like what Charlie Kirk stood for. Neither do I. I don't think Charlie Kirk was a good guy. I think he was a misogynist. He was racist. And I think his message hurt a lot of people. With that being said, I still sit here before you to say, not defending Charlie Kirk. I put out a video on social media today saying, I'm not defending Charlie Kirk. But I will also never downplay what took place yesterday or defend what took place yesterday. I think there is a fundamental difference between not liking somebody and what they stood for and defending a murder. Do you see the difference, Anthony, where I stand?
I do see the difference, but you know what? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. The guy promoted
He didn't live by the sword. He didn't have a rifle.
Convinced people to vote for him, and in return, this is
but I disagree with that. But I disagree with that. He didn't condone violence. Last I checked,
he did.
Not that I can recall. I don't like
support. He didn't support the January the January 6th efforts.
I don't recall him ever saying.
He did.
I don't recall him ever defending those who beat police officers. I can tell you, I can name.
He
a lot
didn't
of
say anything bad against it.
Listen, he could have certainly been more vocal on that for sure. But at the same time, I'm still not going to sit here and say I'm happy what happened yesterday or defend any type of political violence. Quite frankly, Anthony, I think that's classless to do that. I really do. Yeah. I don't like Charlie Kirk either. A lot of what you said about Charlie Kirk, I agree with you on. I thought he was a bad guy.
He's not a good person.
He was not a good person, but that doesn't mean that because we think someone's a bad person or not a good person, an influential person that idiots look up to. Yes, I do believe that people who really love Charlie Kirk are idiots. I do believe that. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that people can take matters into their own hands. And we don't know who exactly this person was that's responsible for this, but we can't condone violence. I don't care what way. It could be a Black Lives Matter protest, or it could be January 6th. You're not a hostage. You're not a patriot if you beat a police officer, and you're certainly not a hero if you execute somebody at a rally.
And if you're a responsible influencer, you can't tell people it was okay. You can't say you feel good about it. You can't say, oh, well. If you're a responsible person like Brian is, and he's on the right side of history, you have to tell people that, yeah, he was a bad guy, and we all disagree. He was a nationalist, and he was a xenophobe, but you know what? He didn't deserve that.
That's how I feel, Anthony, and I do appreciate your phone call.
Thanks,
There's
Anthony.
a way to have respectful conversation and in disagreement, Anthony. I think I just fundamentally disagree with you. Yesterday was a bad day for the country.